So sustainable development has always been at the core of what our funds do. Their primary objective is to support economic growth in the areas where they're set up and where they invest. But the minimum standards that we've imparted on all our developments that we fund have been, from 12 years ago, relatively strict. Now we're seeing EPC A as a minimum, BREEAM Very Good as a minimum standard, for example. And everything we fund, we have an eye to making sure that they are the very best in terms of environmental performance when they're built. And what's really important is that by encouraging this regeneration and redevelopment in those areas, we're slowly replacing stock where the average EPC might be, for example, D rating, and everything that we're supporting is A rated. Local cooperation is absolutely essential in the funds that we manage. Typically the money it's sourced from local government one way or another, and the board makeup is typically at least 50% from local government, really, to make sure that we're developing the type of stuff that meets their objectives. So the funds we manage are wide, and I'll try and remember all of them. So we manage in the northwest, covering Merseyside and Greater Manchester, Cheshire and Lancashire. We have a fund in South Yorkshire, which also encompasses the South Yorkshire Pension Fund, the public pension fund. We have a fund in Northern Ireland, in the Cardiff capital region, in Warwickshire, and we also invest locally for Trafford Council as well. When we started the first of our funds 12 years ago, the requirements we had were actually looked upon by developers as quite difficult to achieve, quite negative, and they weren't really that difficult, to be honest. But now we see developers are actually almost on the same page as us. Their minimum standard now for most decent developers is a certain environmental quality that means what they foresee in 3 or 5 years' time when they exit the development, either by refinancing it or selling it, will have to meet the conditions at that time. So they're actually going further ahead than they have been ever in history, really. It's great to see. Quite a lot of what we fund will be, let's say, 100,000 square foot of industrial type buildings, maybe split into 10 or 20 users. That's quite difficult to fund with banks, so it's absolutely essential these funds exist to do it. But all those developments that are coming through now, they're built with EV charging in the car parks ready to operate. They're built with solar on the roof, improved insulation, and the performance on those just from a standing start is absolutely fantastic before we ask them to do any more. So for me, those type of developments that will support SME occupiers and therefore are the engine of the UK, as we say, are performing absolutely the right way and looking to the future really nicely.